Hello, I am the Niche, and I am learning not to suck at Overwatch. Today I'm going to be going over some accuracy drills which I picked up from other YouTube users, Dibs and Force Gaming in particular. These drills are good warm-ups, but they're also just great ways to improve your accuracy, which means you will land more eliminations, which means you will have an edge in winning matches. So let's start with Tracer. Of all the heroes in Overwatch, I feel Tracer has some of the most potential to teach you valuable skills for this game in particular. She moves super fast, but is super fragile, which means you have to be quick at making decisions and having both situational awareness and map knowledge so you can find med packs in a hurry and avoid accidentally teleporting yourself off the edge of the map. My personal opinion is if you can learn not to suck at Tracer, the rest of the game will fall naturally right in line. So what I'm doing here is I'm using Dibs' accuracy tutorial, which I'll put a link to in the description. Basically, it's to learn to track both, check your mouse sensitivity, but also to track headshots, which is what do the most damage, and sort of learn how to move with Tracer. It's a really good tutorial video, and like I say, I'll link to it. It's got several drills. But they really just boil down to, at the end, going down to this area with all the multiple bots in the shooting gallery, and you just follow them around. So you pick one, you follow it around, you try to trace its movement, and you try to keep your cursor on the bot's head at all times, because that's where you want to be aiming. And you can do some of it standing still, and then you can start doing some shooting. The goal is to try and take out a bot with a single clip each time. If you can manage to unload a full clip on any given target, you will pretty much take it out as Tracer, assuming it's a headshot. And not necessarily like Roadhog or somebody like that, but most of the heroes, if you manage to empty a clip into the headshot, then they will certainly be having a bad day. And so you start just moving around, trying to track them, trying to take them out with a full round of the clip, and you start adding blinking, etc. And then once you have sort of gotten comfortable with moving around, tracking the headshots, and blowing away robots, you'll quickly build up your ult charge, and so then you can start practicing dropping the ult on them, which the Tracer's bomb is a very nice take out a single squishy target. It's great for getting rid of medics, and it's a handy thing to just have ready to go at any given time. But it can be difficult to aim, and so the best trick as Tracer is blink in, drop your ult, and time shift back out again. But it can be hard to land, so just coming down here and practicing it and practicing and practicing will get you better at it. And the time invested. There you go. So that was a good hit. The time invested is relatively small compared to the amount of time you're likely to actually be playing in the game if you enjoy it and want to keep playing it. And it really has great dividends. So I recommend one or 2 days a week, just spend half an hour maybe doing this one and the next exercise, which I'll show you in just a minute, and just consider it an investment in your win ratio later on. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the Tracer drills. I mean, you can go into a lot more detail with the Dibs video, and I'm not just going to repeat all that here. But I am going to move on to the next one, which is a tip I got from Force Gaming. Now, this is specifically drills for practicing headshots, and headshots are how you're going to maximize your damage. Body shots are good too, but headshots are what you want to do. So what you want to do is you go into a custom game. And here I like to switch myself to Team 2 in the custom game because that means I'm going to be on attack later on, and I'll explain what that's about. Set the mode to Skirmish. Pick a map you like. I just like Gibraltar here. And so then in the gameplay options you're going to want to set your damage modifier to 200%, just so that you can get kills quickly, and set your ability cooldown to 0 so that you don't have to worry about that. But the important thing here is turn headshots only to on. And then when you go into Add AI, what you want to do is Ana. This exercise is made possible purely by having Ana here. So you fill up Team 1 with Ana on hard mode. Now the reason you choose Ana is that Ana cannot do headshots. That means you don't have to worry about getting killed while you're doing this. So you're skirmishing around, and you basically are setting up yourself a shooting gallery. And so if you pick Watchpoint Gibraltar on attack by putting yourself on Team 2, that means you're right here by the spawn, which will make it easier to switch out heroes while you're practicing. So what I do, and my particular wrinkle on this exercise, is that I don't want to just take out the targets randomly. I want to give myself a challenge. So what I decided to make as my thing here was that I wasn't just going to shoot all the targets, but I was going to shoot them in numerical order. So first I shoot Ana, then I shoot Ana 2, then I shoot Ana 3, etc. And this is just, it adds a little challenge. It's not super difficult, but it does make it a little more interesting. This exercise is easiest to do with Widowmaker because you just stand here and you learn to track. And I know this exercise works because you can see here I'm landing hits. The first time I tried this exercise, I couldn't hit anything. I mean, nothing. I was just shooting away, plinking away at random, not getting anywhere. I got very frustrated. But I stuck with it. I did this for, I don't know, half an hour, maybe an hour. It wasn't that long on the grand scheme of things in terms of gaming. But I started being able to reliably land these headshots. Now, it's not exactly like being in a game situation. I mean, you can see here that if I was in an actual game, I'd be getting wrecked by all these shots that Widowmaker's taking. But what it does do is it makes you learn to track targets, it makes you learn to predict targets, and it makes you learn to focus on the headshots, because headshots are the only things that register damage in this mode. So you if you just plink away at random, you're not going to get anywhere. You have to line up your shot, you have to do your headshot. So once you've done that with Widow, she's actually the easiest one to pull it off, you can start practicing with other characters. Soldier is a good one. McCree is the one that is in the Force Gaming exercise, and he's a good one too because he is a rewards headshots, and he's a high accuracy sort of hero. Of course, up here as McCree, you can't see the name tags of who you're shooting at, so you can't really do the take them out in order. You just have to sort of learn to track your shots. But on the other hand, it's much harder to land headshots without the scope from this distance, so it's still very good practice. And eventually, what you'll see here is, I jump down and I start going at it on a more of a brawly sort of situation. And that is also valuable because when you're up close, the characters moving around makes it a lot more difficult to hit them. At this distance, their movement is not that big of an issue relative to just the difficulty in hitting them generally. But when you get closer, their moving around makes it a lot harder to actually land hits. So, at this point you just start swapping out heroes. You practice for a while with McCree, and then you practice for a while with Soldier, and then you practice for a while with whomever you want to improve your aim with, and you can get a feel for how difficult it is to actually land decent headshots as Soldier at a distance or at close up or whatever, and you can start to see how bursty the damage can be. One of the problems with a character who doesn't necessarily take out the targets right away is the Annas will start healing each other, and they'll start dropping the biotic grenades, etc., which will make it very difficult to succeed in your goal of take out number 1, take out number 2, take out number 3. And that's that's useful because you learn to burst down targets very quickly. And you learn, sort of with each hero, what are successful ways to burst down targets very quickly. Plinking away at a distance with Soldier is better than plinking away at a distance with, Tracer or Diva or somebody like that. But it's not as effective as taking out somebody at a distance with Widow. So with Soldier, you need to get into a better range, not necessarily right in their face, but, not from across the map. And you start learning the parameters of what each hero can do. Now, I'm not going to go through the entire roster here, but I am going to give special mention to 3 characters that are particularly interesting. Now, if you combine the first drill I started with, the accuracy drills on Tracer, with this exercise, you get a couple of different things out of it. In this exercise, the target, Anna, moves around a lot more randomly and a lot more quickly than the robots do. And the same challenge of take them out by emptying one clip still applies. But you're in a lot more frenetic sort of environment. You're doing a lot of blinking around trying to chase down your target, and they're periodically healing and doing these other sort of frustrating things. And so it's sort of a leveled up version of the dibs drill. It's still not, live target difficulty by any stretch, but it is very good target practice for Tracer, and I think she's a real good choice for going through this particular exercise because Tracer, the sort of conventional wisdom about Tracer is kills are nice, but they're not what she's really about. She's supposed to be annoying. Well, nothing annoys somebody more than having Tracer appear out of nowhere and headshot them. So that's a real good strategy, no matter how you slice it. So next on the list is Hanzo. Now, Hanzo's kind of an interesting case because he's theoretically a sniper. He's theoretically good at mid to long range. But I have found in practice, now I haven't done a whole lot of work with Hanzo, but I have been trying to get better at him. I've found in practice that he's a very frustrating sniper at range. It's real hard to sort of land a shot because your arrow takes time to get wherever it's going. You have to be real good at predicting where a target's going to be, or you have to just sort of shoot into a target-rich environment and hope for the best. So this exercise is particularly valuable at getting any good with Hanzo, and what I found is Hanzo does much better on the same level at a medium range, and you have to learn sort of which spot on your reticle there in the middle works for which ranges, so one dot is better for long range, and one dot is better for short range, and one dot is better if you have a full charge, and one dot is better if you're just sort of shooting from the hip. And so Hanzo is actually one of the more difficult characters to gain proficiency with, and this exercise I think really will help with Hanzo over time. As you can see here, I'm still struggling with it. I am better than when I started, which is kind of hard to tell in this particular clip because you can see I'm firing away and not getting a whole lot of hits. But in my better sessions, I can start getting, one hit after another, and doing well, and it's just a matter of you just got to keep at it. So the last hero I want to focus on here is actually Mei. Now, that may seem a weird choice, and I'm on record as having said multiple times I don't like Mei, but that's just a personal, who does like Mei other than Mei players who are all giant trolls, right? So, I'm kidding. If you like Mei, good power on you, but you don't actually normally think of Mei as a sharpshooter, but the thing is that she can actually really do a lot of damage with her right click. Now I've found, actually clicking on the right click and trying to shoot that way is not that great, but if you hold down the right click, she just repeat fires, and it's not a fast repeat. But it is a reliable repeat, and if you can headshot somebody with May's Icicle, you can usually take them out. And so she is actually a pretty good sharpshooter, and obviously what you're supposed to do with May is freeze your target, and then when they're frozen. But you can't do that in this mode because you can't freeze May because you can only do headshots. So or you can't freeze with May, you can only do headshots. So this is a sort of something to put in your pocket. If you are a May player, you can actually get to be a pretty proficient sniper with her, which will annoy everybody. Take it from me, if you saw my video recently where I got one shot by May from across the map, I was really annoyed. And so yeah, I mean, it's a good skill to learn if you're going to be playing May. But yeah, I mean, lots of characters do headshots. Lucio does headshots, and so learning to focus that, which is kind of difficult with his big funky base cannon, but if you can do it, it's good. Genji really just tears people apart if you do headshots, and pretty much any of the heroes at least benefit from headshots. Anna doesn't. She's like one of the only ones who doesn't, so there's a certain irony about this mode, but really working on this and getting used to thinking of the head as the target and the rest of the body is just something sort of that moves the target around will help your accuracy over time and will definitely improve your damage output and, like I say, help you get eliminations, which then in turn help you win matches, which is, how you don't suck at Overwatch. So that's the end of this particular episode. I have links in the description for both of these drills in more detail from Dibs and Force Gaming, and so check them out, and I hope you like what you see. If so, go ahead and put a like on it. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be doing this until I don't suck at Overwatch, and I don't know how long that's going to take, but it'll probably be a while. I'm hoping to start getting into the competitive scene soon. We're getting pretty far into Season 1 now, so I don't know how far I'm actually going to get in this particular season, but it's sort of a trial season anyway. Blizzard is learning how competitive should work and shouldn't work, and the players are all sort of learning etiquette, and we're trying to figure out how to deal with like the lever problem and stuff like that. So, this season I'm not real worried about. I might start, trying to really get in there in the next season, but in the meantime I'm going to keep drilling and keep learning, and I hope you will too. So join me next time. Thanks. Bye.